My name is Ben Domain, Managing Editor with WestfordCAT, and here's the May 12th edition of WestfordCAT News. Voters cast their choices on 2 contested races, as well as 2 questions that ask voters whether or not to approve a Proposition 2.5 override during this year's town election. Though official results are unlikely to change the outcomes of these races, these results remain an unofficial tally of each race until the results are certified. John Cunningham will again serve on the Select Board for 3 years, defeating newcomer Megan O'Connell. Incumbent Catherine Clear, Finance Committee incumbent Thomas Laflamme, and newcomer Lori Oliver will each serve 3-year terms on the school committee, with candidate Joe Spadano failing to secure one of the 3 open seats for the committee. A $4.2 million Proposition 2.5 override has also failed. Voters previously approved Article 1, an FY25 budget with a $4.2 million override during the April 27, 2024 annual town meeting. This budget relied on this question's approval at the ballot box. The town will now default to a previously approved FY25 budget within Proposition 2.5 constraints. Officials previously stated that this budget could result in cuts of as much as 172 total equivalent jobs, which each role assessed at $70,000 per year. However, this proposal could have also resulted in an approximately 9.9% increase in residents' tax bills, according to the town's website. An average single-family home assessed at $756,500 could have had its tax bill permanently increased by approximately $764 in FY25, in addition to future adjustments in FY26 and beyond. Additionally, a $2.6 million Proposition 2.5 override for a stabilization fund for FY26 and beyond also failed. Article 2, at the April 27th town meeting, which would have established a stabilization fund for additional override funding, failed to cinch a required 2/3 majority during the meeting. Voters also previously dismissed an Article 3, which would have funded the stabilization account with the $2.6 million Proposition 2.5 override raised from the question. The town saw a significantly higher level of participation compared to previous town elections, with 7,092 ballots cast on May 7th, a 37.8% turnout. Other town elections, such as on May 2nd, 2023, saw an 11.8% turnout, while the May 3rd, 2022 election saw a 12.3% turnout. The town of Westford hosted its largest town meeting in history, with nearly 2,100 voters in attendance. After the meeting, originally hosted in the Westford Academy Gymnasium and Performing Arts Center, was rescheduled due to capacity concerns. Officials opted to host the meeting on the Westford Academy Trustees Field on April 27th. In a 1,190 to 694 vote, voters opted to support a budget with a $4.2 million Proposition 2.5 override in mind. However, voters rejected a proposal to establish an override stabilization fund and dismissed efforts to fund the stabilization fund with an additional $2.6 million raised to use in FY26 and beyond. However, voters did approve the FY25 operating budget, Article 4, with an additional $378,000 amendment to be added to the school budget. The Planning Board will again continue a public hearing for a proposed zoning bylaw that would regulate firearms businesses in Westford. The new proposal comes after a previous proposal failed at special town meeting last year. The new proposal contains far fewer regulations surrounding new businesses, such as fewer setback requirements and no limit to the number of businesses that could enter town. The proposal still includes a special permit requirement, which Chief of Police Mark Chambers says is necessary for the department to be involved in a business's security plans. The proposal also retains a 1,000-foot setback requirement between businesses and schools, as well as a 500-foot setback between firearms businesses. Residents who wish to participate in the hearing must attend in person. The next hearing is scheduled for either June 3rd or June 17th at 7 p.m., with a final date not determined at the time of reporting. Officials encourage residents to check the Planning Board agenda once it's posted on westfordma.gov. Remote participation will not be permitted. Comments can be submitted to Planning Board staff at westfordma.gov. That's all for this week. I'm Ben Domain, and you're watching WestfordCAT News.